maybe 10 feet, and people start putting on the hazard lights, driving crazy and everything. I'm like, it's not even water on the ground yet. Keep it moving. But,
I was on the highway. So
we have with us this week
Chelsea Whittington,
the one and only.
Hey.
How you doing, Chelsea?
I am glad to be here. I'm doing great.
I love it when Chelsea's here.
I know.
Because that means I get to clown. No.
we always talk about this hot seat.
Oh,
she keeps her cool.
I know. That's why I like it, because Chelsea's one of those people. She is so politically correct, and she is so
she knows how to do
diplomatic with her delivery. So it's like my job. But the whole time I'm thinking of questions. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to throw that out there.
Don't worry.
Oh yes.
Throw it.
Like,
throw it.
Yes.
I'm ready.
She is a PR machine.
PR marketing, all the above.
Yes.
I like this. Can
Yes.
I come back tomorrow? Tomorrow.
I love it. No, because I look at what you do, and she stays on all forms of social media, and her clientele, they're out there,
Well,
even if
you.
they don't know it. And it's funny because I was talking to one of your clients, and he wasn't ready for you. He did not know what he was getting into. And
Well,
I
you
love
better
it.
get
Wake
ready.
up.
I love
Stay
it.
ready.
I love it. Just because it's like, yeah, bro,
Yeah.
you got the right one, but you got the wrong one. If you think you go fail,
Right. If you think you're just going to sit back and relax.
it's
No.
not happening.
You'll
No,
get
that's
those 6 a.m. texts, right?
And
that's what he was talking about.
At midnight, like,
He was
hey,
like, I
did
can't
you-
sleep. I can't wake up right. Just like, yeah, that's Chelsea.
I want you to win.
So, real quick, what's good?
You tell me.
I'm asking you the question. What's good?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
It's
should have
okay.
asked.
It's
Then
all right.
I guess the pressure wouldn't be on me, right?
I guess not.
What's good, Damien?
What's good for me is I hosted for the 11th or 12th time. It's still up in the air. We're trying to figure out the numbers. For the Sojourner Truth House Walkathon.
Yes, I was there.
Yes, she was.
It
and
was
she was
wonderful.
on stage, Zumba and whatever that stuff was y'all were doing.
For the record, that was not in the run of show. I'll get in my PR voice. It was not in the
wasn't.
run of show. They were like, could you come up here and help us with the warm up?
Yes.
Oh,
And
And
she-
it was
spot.
Robin, though. And
Okay.
Robin is
Yeah.
one of my instructors. So
Yes.
how was I supposed to say no?
And you all did a great job.
Well, thank you.
First time ever they've raised as much money that they raised at such an early phase.
Yes.
Normally the time of the walk, they're like $20,000, $30,000. Well, actually more $30,000, $40,000 shy of the goal.
Mm-hmm.
The
And then they
goal-
make it up later.
Right. The goal was $115,000. They raised $109,000 by the day of the walk.
Yes.
Amazing.
Shout out to Sister Peg.
Yes. And the staff over at the Sojourner Truth House. So,
Yes.
Crystal, what's good for you?
I'm not sure. R&R.
Okay.
The kids pulled me to my limits today with a water balloon fight.
That's what's
That's
up.
always good to take them back, I guess, to childhood
If you
and
say so.
Yes.
experience that. So, yeah, it's interesting how everyone knew before I knew, and it was my daughter who put it together.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Shouts out to Marie.
Mm.
Putting it up. Put together a great water war. That's the best. It's summertime.
You know, event and coordination is part of PR.
Yes, it is.
So
And
she's
she's doing a
getting
great
started.
job. She's getting.
So she needs to start working with you, because then maybe if she has some busy work,
It
then
won't be busy work.
maybe
It'll be,
she can
okay,
sit
Marie,
down.
let's chat after the show.
Most
then.
definitely talk to her because she's actually doing a lot of our work behind the scenes for our
I
marketing
see
and
that.
everything.
And then
So,
also she did a entrepreneur step last week and did a lemonade stand.
old
And,
school.
Yeah.
Took it back.
I'm telling you, she's like pulling out childhood.
Well, was she like
all-
that commercial where it's $1, but
It
then all the
was.
fees?
Yep, that's her. Yeah, she pulled out the square and she said $1.50
I know.
after.
Was it the fruit and everything?
And she did. She had fruit. She had little garnishes and everything. And she
Well,
did
she
pretty
has to
good.
let us know next time so I can share with my network.
Definitely will.
On today's show, we've got what I consider a great controversial topic of poor customer service.
Oh, my blood pressure just
I
went
love
up.
it.
When I
love it.
saw the post, I was ready to come then because I have stories and opinions. I'm heavily
Oh
opinionated
my
on
goodness!
that.
What's
And
up?
I didn't know if it was just me or people that I'm close to, because people were really commenting on Facebook as far as their experiences. So I was like, well, maybe I'm the only one experiencing some of the bad customer service.
Or
in the
maybe they're
world.
waiting to call in and they're going to
Oh,
comment
okay.
live.
Is that what it
Yes.
is?
Because I know
And-
my friends and family are listening. Comment and let us know about your experiences.
Yes.
Good, bad, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's actually good,
Good
or
or
bad.
bad.
I go with the bad
I know
because
we
You're
didn't say good.
unmotivated.
that
we
sticks
know.
out. No, it sticks out the most. I mean, like when I have great service, I tip well.
Yes.
And I tried, there was a young man, I don't remember his name, but that was at the Waffle House down in Nashville, Tennessee. Excellent customer service. We'll never forget that young man, but I forgot his name.
What made it such a good
He was on it
experience?
as far as the total experience, as far as his greeting to just us leaving. Yeah, everything that he did it right. The drinks never ran out. You know, if there was a
Always checking
need,
on you.
yeah, and it wasn't bothersome. He just did it right. So that made it a great experience. If you want to join in on the conversation, 1-219-845-1100, so you can share your experience with us over the air. But it's that time where we get into the crystal clear message.
Oh, you would switch gears on me. Huh? I'm on Facebook looking up information. That's fine.
Okay, so Crystal's not ready? Yes.
I'm telling you, my patience. That's what I'm working on this
I don't know
summer.
why. Why are you having
I don't know what it is.
Get it together.
What,
What
what show is that?
Law and Order.
Yeah, that's
Yes, I love the Law and Order. I love everything Law and Order.
You two are so
I feel
animated.
like I should hear this.
It's hilarious.
Yes, if you put
Do
your
it one more
headphones
time.
up, just for
Really?
Crystal, so she can get ready. So, Crystal. Oh, for those of you following us on Facebook, like always, comment, like, share. Comment, like, share. We're trying to do a positive movement of where we are sharing positive things that actually can bring growth in a person's life, like this show. So with that being said, crystal clear message.
Dear Crystal, I know I should be telling the world how lucky I am, and I should be happy, but I'm miserable. I am a 30-something mother of 2, recently divorced. I have started dating my ex-husband's polar opposite. My ex was an alcoholic. He was in trouble with the law and could not earn a living to save his life. I've not only supported us, but shouldered all the responsibilities for our home and our children. But that is the past. Today, I am now seeing Sam, and we've been dating for 9 months. Sam treats me like a queen and is fabulous with my children. I think he worships the ground that I walk on. He's loving, affectionate, generous, and caring. So why am I complaining? Because he's always here. He never leaves.
I'm sorry.
He never leaves. Yes, I get to work all day and he stops in only a few times. But the minute I'm done, he's at my door. He usually has dinner with me or wants to take us out. So I have a hard time saying no. He respects the fact that he cannot spend the night in front of my kids, but he stays until they are asleep. So the only time I have for myself is when I'm sleeping. He spends every waking hour with me and comes with me wherever I go. Sam jumps in and pays for everything before I can pull my wallet from my purse. I feel crazy for complaining.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes me feel so in debt to him.
Okay.
I also feel stalked, controlled, and burdened. Am I just being selfish, or is there a way to train myself to liking being spoiled? Please help.
I think it's a lot of women out there that can help you
No,
with this.
they're like, Sam, I am
Yes.
here all the time.
All right. You know what?
Dear Crystal, this man is taking care of me like he loves me. How could you do this? I'm trying to understand it.
Well, here's a couple things. Because she's comparing him to her ex-husband, the first thing I think of is, did you take time to heal? Did you take time to learn yourself? Because now you're craving time for just you, and it doesn't exist because you didn't take the time to heal and remove yourself from one relationship before starting another. The second thing I can see is we usually do go to polar opposites. Interesting conversation I had today. Oh my goodness. I feel like by the time 10 years from now, everyone's going to know everything about me. So I had this thing about dating light-skinned individuals, right?
Wait.
No, I want to hear this because the person you talked to, they reached out to me shortly after the last conversation.
I know. Somebody got off the phone with me just to talk about me. It's fine. So
Shouts out to Richard Wilford. Let's go ahead
The
and put that-
last and the only real light-skinned person that I ever dated was the father of my child. And then I went to the polar opposite. It had to be dark. And then I started going in between. But for the most part, it was like, any light-skinned man, don't even come over here. Please, I'm sorry. Don't waste your time. I'm sorry.
To all our
I've
white
gotten
listeners,
better.
please
Okay.
go
I
through.
have
See how
gotten
I'm looking
better.
at you like-
But the thing about it is, again, the polar opposites. When we're hurt by one thing, we tend to go for the exact opposite. And in this case, I can say that it's good that you're going for a man who treats you right, but you still have to be cautious, because just because it's something good, he can dangle something to make you feel like you're dependent on him, where, again, you're not having this communication that you should have as far as, hey, I need some space. Hey, here's some boundaries that need to take place going forth. So first thing I would do is evaluate. I would evaluate the boundaries that you need to have in your relationship. Express to him that you need some space. I don't know exactly what your title is, or if you all have had discussions on where you're going in your relationship, but I think it's a good time to go back to square one, have that sit down and be open and honest about where you are. Take out everything from the equation, anything that's related to what he's bringing to the table financially or all that he does for you. That's on him. I'm sorry to say. When somebody decides to give, it should be out of the kindness of your heart. It shouldn't be with hopes of something in return. But at the same time, that communication needs to happen, or else you're probably going to pull your hair out, or you'll marry him and then regret it. I don't really know what direction that can go, but it's not going to go in a good place if you don't open your mouth.
I don't see anything wrong with this young man and what he's doing. Woman, lady, you got some issues. Get yourself together.
Really?
Yes. This dude is doing nothing but what a man is supposed to do.
I mean, but he
honestly,
could be
in that
over the
situation-
top. Can I have some space?
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, because it's a lot of times the men are always the ones telling us that, we
and
need
we
our
don't need
space,
you
we
too
need our
soft.
guy time.
I think
we
part of it
need-
comes down to that communication factor in
Yeah.
this situation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't let things go on for 3 months and then think it's fair to say, hey,
Now, I
right,
need space.
I need space. And it's
Okay.
like, I'm doing the same thing I did from day one. It's interesting, but, she has everything that I hear women complain about. She's got it
I
in
see your point
in
on
Sam.
that. Well, here's a suggestion. Maybe if she finds out, or she probably already knows some of the things that he likes to do, and sets it up for him. Like if he, I don't know, a guy's trip. If he like send him to
Guess
go
what?
get
You
a-
got bowling tonight, boo.
Exactly. Sign
Oh,
up.
I'm not
for a
going. Oh,
Midnight
I'm not going.
basketball
You going?
league.
No, it's guys only. I'm sorry.
Something, and then again have that talk.
Then she's upset because he's texting her the whole time. This is a great idea. Thanks, baby. I'm missing you. What you doing?
That's
Tagging
a
her,
tough
tagging
one,
her on
though.
Facebook.
Yes.
Because the minute he's gone, she's gonna miss that water.
Missing Bay, yes.
Yeah.
And that's a
He
water
reaches
that's
in
not
his pocket
easy to,
every time. I
That's
mean,
what I'm
like
saying, yeah.
NIPSCO, he's
'Cause
reaching.
I'm not
Mortgage,
reaching.
he's
I'm
reaching.
not reaching.
You're not reaching.
I'm not reaching.
It's nothing wrong with the reach, but
Not all
again,
the
just
time.
having that conversation, because as a lot of people are not used to a man going that far and extending that. It can be uncomfortable where it's like, okay, well, what do I do, or how do I approach this? Because
I've let go of all of my gentleman ways. There's no need. I'm like, you all marched 2 weeks after Trump was elected president, so carry them on groceries yourself.
Well, one thing I'm thinking of too, you might want to be careful with the way you approach this, because it may be another side to him.
Mm-hmm. She
And,
did say, I feel controlled.
Wait.
Because
Now
look,
you-
all that niceness will be one of them snap
here we
episodes.
go.
One of those. What was it?
I'm
It was
obsessed
my
with
man.
you.
I don't
Yes.
know. I don't watch the channel. What's the channel? It was my man. He took me out. What was
Anything
that?
for my man.
It's for my man.
For my
That's-
man.
But that's usually where women commit crimes.
You can
for
see
their
I don't
man.
watch the
Yeah.
show,
Right.
but what
I
I'm
just know
saying
snaps.
is just something happens. and-
Right.
And-
Communication is key. I think we all
Yes.
agree on that.
All the way through. All the way
done all
through.
this for you.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Because space is essential, because a lot of times when you get a break from your mate, whether it's a few hours, a couple of days, whatever, you come back refreshed and something to talk about.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
There's
if
a
I'm
such
just sitting
thing
there
as
with you
healthy
all the
space.
time, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing now?
Right.
Same thing I was doing 5 minutes ago.
And I
And
need
that-
time
you
to
get burned out.
unwind.
You get burned
Yeah.
out from that real quick. So,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to get in contact with you for the crystal clear message, how can they do that, Crystal?
Send up a smoke signal. Or you can actually send a direct message to me, or there's a form for iRaiseRadio where you can send it actually anonymously.
Yes,
No judgment zone.
I'm gonna judge you.
Just Damien.
I will judge you. I
So
will
wait,
judge
you go to
on that.
iRaiseRadio and submit the form, and it can be
And it'll-
anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, iRaiseRadio.com.
It's on the
On
actual
Facebook.
Facebook page.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm trying to help you all out.
I
Thank you.
apologize.
Yeah,
I
she's like, go
apologize.
to-
That's me.
she's like, just go to iRaise
put me
Radio.
put me on blast. Now, where'd you say that was? They're going right now. If you don't see it, I'll post it again this evening.
Okay, great.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well, it's that time I motivate people, and this
Oh,
is
goodness.
it's a couple of things I want to talk about. These are just thoughts off the top of my head that really irritate me, and it comes from dealing with the senior population. And I need us to start working with our seniors and let them know you don't have to say all those W's to say a web page. You don't.
WW.
They be like, yeah, www. And like, no, just say what the web page is. We need to work with our seniors on how to use microphones. We really do.
You don't like it on the lip?
On the lip, away from the lip. This right here, when you hand them the microphone, and they just, all right, I just think all y'all in the room, y'all can't hear me. Yes, no. For our
I don't know why
seniors-
he's laughing. That's him.
No, that is not me. For all of our seniors, nobody wants to go to church with you. I understand you go to church. I know you love your pastor, but nobody wants to go to church.
It's
Chelsea's laughing
because
she
of the
knows
way you're
that
dressed.
No, they give the most. So
Yeah,
come
is
on,
that what it
seniors,
is?
bring it
Yes,
to the church house.
We don't want to go to church with you at all. We don't want to sit there while you sit next to you smelling funny. And just, it's okay. I get it.
bad.
Miss Minnie smells like collard greens most days. And she
Look,
hasn't cooked
Maybe
greens
it's the
in
church
years.
you go to. Our
It's just-
seniors smell
Right.
great. Shout out to the seniors at
I know
Trinity.
she's going to do that.
The village keepers. Yay.
Right,
That's what
and
we
if there
call
are
our
any
seniors.
seniors that need some work, I got some phone calls.
Got some
you can
phone-
make
you
or
got some work
something.
for them. And last but not least, for our seniors, I love you.
Okay.
I appreciate you. I don't need you telling me what's wrong with the world every time you see me.
That's
This
what
don't
you
make
do.
No, that's my job.
Oh,
It's my job to put it
unmotivation.
right. I unmotivate people. I don't need old people unmotivating me, and it makes it even harder for me to unmotivate people.
That's how they're motivating you. It's the
No,
reverse
it
psychology
doesn't-
of it.
It can't. It's a double negative. It cancels each other
Makes
out.
a positive.
It
Two
makes me
negatives.
bitter. It makes me bitter.
It's going to make
I thought you
him
came like that.
bad
No,
looking
it-
yourself
it
because
wasn't-
you're going to get old.
Bitter wasn't included
I'm
in
a
the
get.
package.
Man, I feel so old, Chelsea. Every time I go around these kids, I feel old. Because it's like stuff that they do now. I'm like, that wasn't acceptable.
I know.
It wasn't. And it's so extreme.
Or explain that to me,
Yes.
like what you just did.
Social media alone, what the things I see on social media, I'm like, what happened? Where did the disconnect come from? Where did it become so important that we see your every meal, every time you
They've
and your
toned
babe?
down.
Really?
Yes, on
No,
food.
they've just moved to
food used
other
to be
platforms.
like
Right.
every
I'm
other
getting-
right, and now
yeah.
it's switched over. It goes on Snapchat, so it disappears.
Is
After
that what it
a
is?
certain period.
I'm getting
I don't know, 'cause
more
I
of
don't
the
use it.
recipes now from Food Network that girls have shared instead of the plate. We're not doing the plates anymore.
Well, that's good. They want you to cook something, make some,
Sam will do it.
Yes,
sign up
Sam
for
will.
plated,
Yes.
and order something.
Sam will cook for you. We need
Sam.
more Sams in the world.
Oh yeah, Sam may throw down. You know what I'm saying? You're related to the club.
Are there any Sams out there? I'm curious.
Yes,
I think so.
yes.
You think they'll
think
call
so.
in? Sam, call us.
If you are a
He's
good,
taken.
upstanding man and you are all about taking care of business, give us a call at 219-845-1100.
Oh,
We just want
you got an angry
just-
you got an angry senior
Uh-oh.
typing to you on Facebook.
Really?
What did they say? My
did
phone
say?
died.
What did they say?
They be bringing my charger.
You tell Barbara she will not. She will not. And stop sending me creepy things, Barbara.
Wait, I have another phone.
No, it's just real interesting. I'm looking at I'm looking to the older generation for some wisdom from time to time, and even when it comes down to them in social media, I'm not seeing it there. I get it. A lot of times they're seeing stuff that they can't believe, but when you're sharing it, it's almost like you're sharing the problem. It's not shedding light to it.
Well, I have to jump in and say that's why for the past few years I've been teaching a class at Indiana University Northwest with the seniors, trying to help them to understand what social media is and how to use it, because certain things that shouldn't be typed directly on the page.
Yes.
Like, I tried to pay this bill and
Yeah.
it didn't go
Yes.
through. So you get on your
And being
son's page and be
conscious.
like, here's my credit card.
Right, and being conscious of what's the wall compared to a message.
Yes, a direct. I teach them
Yeah.
all of that. So,
Or my cousin that continues to type in days later after the show's been posted, "Hey, Damien, it's your cousin Elaine." "Hey, Elaine." Where we at? "Hey, Elaine." I'm just going to say it now because 2 days from now she will see it and say hey. So just to put it out there.
Yeah, but I love the fact that they're even curious to do that and that they sign up. And my class is always full.
Yes, it is.
And I'm looking forward to doing them this summer in July and August, and they're full. It's going to be fun.
Like Chelsea's Facebook. She cannot accept friends, and several times I've tried to friend Chelsea.
I am friends with you.
It's
Don't
horrible.
do that.
It keeps kicking me out.
They can friend me at CWHIT.
Yes.
Like,
and I will say,
I can like and follow her.
If you are a senior that's interested in Chelsea's class,
that's what she really means.
It's a great experience because she goes live from the class, and then she'll ask people to share, comment, and things like that, and it's real interesting.
But it's always funny. There's always that one that's like you were wondering if they're in the witness protection program because they're like, wait, we're going live, like they're going to see me, and they're going under the desk. And I'm like,
you know how they are. It's, I don't want nobody knowing my business.
And I understand
I don't want nobody in my business.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. All right, it's time for us to jump into the effing truth.
Where's our sound? I thought we had the... There we go. Thank you.
The whole sound for it.
Yeah, I need that.
Oh, and we... I feel like I should just...
Today's effing truth.
Oh, you missed that too.
We're talking about customer service horror stories.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yes, customer service horror stories, and we want you to share. Crystal got some comments that were on Facebook, and she's got no.
Oh,
well, actually, we all can go around the room and share some stories. But if you want to join in with your customer service horror stories, 219-845-1100. I actually had a dilemma with my customer service horror story, and it's somebody that we all know in the room, and I plan on talking to her. But it was staff. It was an issue of staff, and it was some inappropriate conversations that took place, like right in plain sight. And it was one of those things where, like, put me in a funny place, like, hey, am I not here? So come into the restaurant, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab something to eat. I need you not to do that.
She goes, wait a minute.
Okay. Came into the restaurant. It was sunny afternoon. I come into the restaurant to get something to eat, and I'm waiting there. One person greeted me from the back of the restaurant. Okay, hey, how you doing? So I'm standing there, waiting. There are 3 attendants, and they're having a conversation. And one lady is basically disgruntled about not having enough hours or whatever the case may be.
Oh, totally inappropriate.
Yeah, and the comment she makes is, I love y'all, but I don't like y'all that much. And she makes this comment several times. And I'm like, okay, well, can you love to take my order? So I'm still standing there. And this other lady finally comes up and she says, has your order been taken? I said, no, ma'am, I'm waiting. Okay.
It's crickets.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, I want this, and this. And she takes the order. She brings it up, turns the screen around for me after I give her my card to pay, and it just has, if you want to tip. I'm like, oh, no. Send me my receipt. Thank you. And she goes away. She comes back. Lady walks up and goes, did he tip you? Oh. Now, this part, I think the lady was just joking at the time. But it was one of those things of where it left me where, like, am I supposed to tip if I'm just going to the register and paying for takeout?
Oh.
And the lady says, oh, well, she says, well, next time just put it in and, he'll get it when he gets his receipt. It's like, okay, well, she's joking about that. But they left me like, okay, well, am I supposed to tip over that? But the service wasn't, that's the whole thing when I talk about that experience, when I was talking about the contrary experience I had down in Nashville.
Oh, I thought of another one too. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, my sister is the queen of bad restaurant experiences.
I don't know.
There have been several times we've gone out and we end up getting comped for whole meals.
Oh, wow.
All right. And all
right. Yep. We are alive. We are alive and well.
A camera.
I don't think
that's what you get for talking about
people. Right. I'm sorry, Lord, for talking about the seniors.
Did you see?
For those of us that are listening over the air via radio, a light fixture just fell down. I got to make it sound dramatic. About
we needed the dun, dun,
about 15.
Are we taking a break? Or are we gonna keep going? You want us to go?
We're gonna keep going. It's like 2 feet away from Crystal's head. It's okay.
It's all good.
It's okay. It's just Crystal.
We need Nurse Kiki back in here.
Yes.
You need me. You need me.
Okay.
Okay. It's just a little light.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You could have sued it.
I know.
Yeah,
I won't. But
All right, so back into the conversation.
Customer service.
We're just going to act like that did not happen at all.
Right.
So I have two stories that I want to share. I'm going to give one and then I'll give it to you and then we can swing it back.
Okay.
So the first one is the one that I shared, or Damien ended up being a back and forth with. It wasn't at a restaurant. It was at a local, but an establishment, chain. Right, that's a national chain. Yep. So
okay.
I ordered something online, and when you order something online and it'll say it will be ready in a certain amount of time. It was a photo, right? So it was around Christmas time, I think, or holiday. I don't know what holiday it was. And I was getting magnets for the team. And I thought it'd be really nice, creative idea. It said it will be ready at 4 p.m. Or no, I'm sorry, it will be ready at 3 p.m. The show doesn't start till 5. So in my mind, I'm going to have time to go to this establishment, get my pictures, and be on my way.
Right.
So I get there at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and they're not ready. The machine's not even plugged in. And as I'm asking for it, there are about 4 or 5 of them standing around just looking at the machine like it was going to plug itself in. They're like, I don't really know how this goes. Well, go ask so-and-so. So 2 of them stand there looking crazy and go look for someone else to come in. Oh, I don't know nothing about that machine either. So all this back and forth.
Oh, no.
And about 45 minutes go by.
This must be some really good food.
And no, it wasn't food. It was for pictures.
Oh, okay, for the pictures.
And I was trying to be patient because we're going into the holiday. I wanted to make sure I got them these pictures to go out. So as I'm watching them, they have the pictures in their hand. They just don't know how to make it into a magnet. Like I can see the material. They just don't know how to put it all together.
Okay.
I just feel that at some point you shouldn't have that automatic email that says your order is ready. Because I did get that. The manager, assistant manager, somebody in the store should be able to know how to use the equipment. I said, well, can I just have the pictures then? Can I just take the pictures? So they rung it up as if it was the magnet. Now, a magnet compared to a picture itself costs about 3 times as much.
Considerably much
So
more.
you want me to pay for a service I didn't get while I'm standing here for an hour? You really need to just give me the pictures at this point. Right. They want you to pay. So I paid for it, and I immediately went online and complained to customer service. About a week went by, and the manager of the store called me and said, if you'd like to bring those pictures back in, we can make your magnet. Excuse me? First of all, I gave away the pictures. Right. That was the point of it. Second of all, why aren't you offering to reprint, do it, or give me a gift card or something? He was like, well, that's all we can offer. I said, well, you don't have to worry. I will never step foot in your establishment again. And I haven't to this day.
So the backside to that story is I'm at the grocery store last week.
And I'm speaking in this tone right here. While I have a sarcasm, a little edge to it. At no point in time do I raise my voice. At no point in time do I cuss anyone out, even though that's really how I'm feeling back behind me. I feel it like right here.
To Jesus, so when you went to church with those old people.
Else falling down from the ceiling. Be nice.
So the deal is I run into this lady, and I know her from a friend. And she says, your friend is rude. I was like, excuse me? She said, yeah, your friend is rude. I was like,
I have a lot of friends.
I said, right. I was like, who's my friend? She said, your girlfriend came in to get your pictures. I said, girlfriend came to get my pictures? She said, yeah, your girlfriend came in to get some pictures that you all took. I said, pictures? I said, oh, that's my co-host. She said, yeah, well, she was real rude to us and went on to tell her side of the story. Mm-hmm. You know how when you hear 2 sides of the story, you can piece it together? They were wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, because I'm like, oh, okay, so are you going to correct this? Like, I have the face expression like you messing up, but they just like this.
Right. So what? It's not my problem.
They let it ride.
And the thing about it is, if the shoe was on the other foot, I promise you they would have been raising a whole lot of heat.
Exactly.
If you had a time frame, you were promised a product in a certain amount of time, and then it didn't deliver,
it's real interesting. And that experience in itself was a great example of poor customer service.
Yeah. And I hate that it was in our own community, because I don't mean to be petty, but I'm going to go over there for 2.5. I'm just going to splash just a little bit. But if I would have if I drove in the opposite direction, I'm just being honest. If I drove in the opposite direction, which would have took me additional 15 minutes, I guarantee you that my product would have been ready at 3 p.m.
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
So-
I just know this: if I ever am in need of photos and I want to paint the wall green in my house, I will not go to some businesses. So,
Yeah.
so Chelsea, what is your experience?
Well, I want to. I was trying to get on live because I want to see what people are saying too.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I can share some
You
of
can
my
share some
screen.
with me, but I'm going to tell a good one.
Yes.
And I think my brother is listening. One of my brothers are listening.
Which brother? Which brother?
My brother Ken.
Yes.
And if Ken is listening, or any of my family members are listening, I can remember some of the best customer service we ever had, and it was at his college graduation from IU Bloomington. Shout out to all you Hoosiers out there.
All right.
And I was like maybe in the, 7th or 8th grade or something like that. No, maybe older. Whenever we were down there. Hideous short hair do I have. But anyway, I remember the photo. That's my father's. I just had a flashback. But we went to Red Lobster, which is still my father's favorite. And there were like 15 or 16 of us because so many came out for Ken's graduation. And we thought that there were going to be 2 servers, but it was, real crowded in Bloom. So it was this one gentleman who had to wait on all of us, but we all felt like we had our own personal server. Let me tell you, when I know he was happy with the tip he got, because I was even like, I got $3. I want to give him something too, because he was like
Great
the one
service.
that you,
Yeah.
and here it is, 30 something. Oh, well, I won't date you, Ken, but it was a while ago. And I still remember that experience that he gave us that was just top notch, first rate. And we didn't have all that swipe here and do you want to tip. It was old school. So
I like that though. I think that credit cards and all like that, debit cards, they take away from the experience.
that personal experience. Now, I won't give a specific bad situation. I think you all have done enough of that.
Oh, I got another one. Don't worry.
Okay. But I will
I'm
say,
coming for the big boys today too.
I told my husband about the topic, and we were just talking, and he said, just make sure you mention about the people acknowledging that you're there and that you're waiting. If they're on the
and
phone,
they know. Oh, I
I'll be right
gotta
with-
look. Now you got me going soft. Like, oh,
Pretty rap
with
stuff,
you.
Chelsea.
It's a courtesy. So I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, and so working in my father's gas station and the store and everything, we always acknowledged somebody when they came in. If there was a line, we apologized ahead of time.
Right.
Always thinking of what we could do. You want a courtesy cup of pop? Sorry for the inconvenience. The lottery machine is down. Give me your number. We'll call you when it's back up if it's a few hours, because we were a
Exactly.
neighborhood store. So it's hard for me to fathom when I go in places like,
and they don't even acknowledge.
they don't
you.
acknowledge your
They don't want to
presence.
make eye contact.
They don't recognize that what I'm spending helps your bottom line, especially when it's smaller businesses. And so that's why I wanted to, after you tell your story, I wanted to make sure that we talked about the whole social media aspect of customer service, because people can kill you online.
Oh, yeah.
They can kill you, or they can make you based
Yeah.
on, because I know people that before they even go somewhere, they read all the comments. They were like, well, let me go read
me
the
read the
reviews.
views.
Yelp.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
Where you just
what's the other
go
one?
and
Reddit?
you read Yelp, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they said it takes 2 hours to eat, or it's always crowded. So
You made me calm. I don't even know if I
Well,
can
no.
vent
You know what?
now.
It's a good thing you bring that up. There was a bad customer service experience I had where the manager made it go in a completely different direction.
okay.
I was at a store. It was a clothing store. And it was such a bad experience where I called the 1-800 number from the parking lot after I made my purchases. The young person that rang me up refused to even acknowledge the same thing. She was on the phone the whole time. So I called the 1-800 number, and what they did was they went back and looked at the footage.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Busted.
Manager called me back, and he said, we're going to make corrections of the actions. He was like, I saw your son was with you. Was that your son? I said, yes, he is. He was like, well, how old is he? Because we're looking for people to work. But they offered me, like coupons and things like that for discounts and all. I was like, no, I just want to make sure that this doesn't happen to the next person. It's not about getting something for free.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that it stops.
But that follow-up is very important. You've now made me think of a great example of a friend who posted, she checked in and said, I am at this certain place in downtown Chicago. I asked the young lady nicely, could she please put on plastic gloves to prepare my food, which is fair, I think, and
Right.
she's asked nicely. And the lady responded with I don't have to do any of that, and some expletives after
wow.
that. And same situation, there was cameras. And she said, okay, all right. Name calling, all of that. She called that 1-800 number. No, she tweeted this company and then had all her friends to do a reshare campaign. I'm telling you, social media can make or break your business.
Who was
But
it?
the
It
story
was-
ends
yeah.
with her having a $500 gift certificate to this place, so we could all go with her the next time. Like, lunch on
There
you.
was a what is it? The pitcher for the former pitcher for the Red Sox. I forget what his name is. He had put out a picture of his daughter on social media during her graduation.
Mm-hmm.
These two individuals made comments that actually worked for the New York Yankee organization. They had some nice jobs, but because of the information they put out there, it was trackable.
Yes.
They lost their employment based
You
off
have to
of
be
just
careful
comments.
what you post. Be careful, everybody who's listening. Don't post in the moment, Crystal.
We've
Don't
got
post in the
a
moment.
call.
Oh.
All right, let's go to it. Let's see.
Well, maybe you should wait.
Is
wait
it a
for
senior?
All right, caller, you on the air?
Hi, how you doing? Hey, Chelsea.
Hey, my dear.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing well. You see how I recognize the voices?
I got the icing on the cake for the story.
Okay,
Come
what's
on
your
with the icing.
story?
I went to McDonald's through the drive-thru. I asked them for a plain hamburger, 1 piece of meat and 2 pieces of bread. How could you mess it up? They gave me a hamburger with everything. I went inside to go get the plain hamburger. I turned around. They gave it to me. Took the other one back. I turned around to walk out the door. A gentleman tripped me. I went head first. The food went everywhere. I ended up on the floor. My leg was broken 3 places.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I went to the hospital or did all what I was supposed to do. They have it on video that I did nothing wrong. I called to the insurance company number they gave me. Do you know what the lady told me?
What did she say?
She said, don't you have Medicaid? Let them pay
Wow.
for
Oh,
it.
no. Your name should be Madea McDonald.
Right.
Now, you know, Chelsea, that went through me like lightning.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So I just figured I would share.
Well,
How
thank
long
you.
ago
Madea.
was this?
Yes.
I'm going to find me a real good lawyer.
You better.
How long ago was this?
Because I thought that was just total out of line. Here it is, a business chain like this, and this woman, and she's in New York, and she tells me, well, don't you have Medicaid? Medicaid didn't break my leg in
Exactly.
places,
Right.
girlfriend.
Well, Madea, thank you for sharing.
Most
I'm
definitely.
glad
Have
to
a
know
great
that you're
one, you guys.
better.
You too.
Love
Thank you
you.
for listening.
Love you, my dear.
I was look. That's definitely when
here.
you need to call your legal help
Yes,
and make
yes.
sure you
Lawyered
didn't
up.
find anything because you
Well,
know.
I hate to tell you, Madea, the first thing you did wrong was going to McDonald's. I'm sorry. that place is horrible. Let me stop. Let me
Right.
stop. Make me a future sponsor. I'm
Right,
sorry.
right. I was getting ready to try to help you PR.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
He
I'm
meant
joking.
McDowell's.
Right, Big Dow's.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
fun in here.
goodness. I think that especially with social media, the wrong thing you could do is have bad customer service.
Absolutely.
Because now it's instant, where before it would just take time for it to get out through your circle of friends and go
Yes,
beyond that.
and then
But
somebody
now
will just
it's-
tell somebody. But now it's right. I'm checking in. I'm dissatisfied, and that's one of the things I do for my clients. I monitor that. As soon as somebody posts a rating or a like or a dislike or angry, I'm looking to say, well, why?
Yeah.
So we can, address it.
Right.
Okay.
So
it's time to jump
let's-
into the truth.
what?
The effing truth.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
It's the effing truth
yes,
of the part.
the
so
facts
all
of it.
right.
The
Fun,
facts.
fun.
Yes.
So we're gonna throw numbers. You guys gonna guess? Are we doing a guessing game
We
again?
can
or
do it. We can do it. Chelsea, you down?
All right.
down.
Okay. So a single unhappy customer often means that there are many more. For every one customer who complains, how many do you actually think don't complain?
For everyone. Mm-hmm. You go first, Dame.
For everyone, this is a 1 to 10 scale. Or what's the scale?
No, the number is
For everyone?
whatever.
I have my number.
Oh, for every one that complains, I will say there are probably 30 that don't.
I was going to say 8.
26.
Oh,
For every customer who complains, there are 26 customers who don't say anything. They just get fed up and they leave.
I can believe that.
So,
You know
on
the answers
average,
No, this is one of those. I'm one of those 30. So
Okay.
even though it's
like,
26,
forget it. I just don't even wanna
I'm
be here.
30. I'm like, no, I'm not coming back here. I'm not. It's not happening.
on average, happy customers tell how many people about a good experience?
Oh, that's gonna be
on
low.
average, I'd say about 42%.
A number.
Just how many people tell?
Yes. If I had a good experience, how many people?
Oh, how many people would you go and tell?
I'd probably tell 3.
I was going to say 3. Okay, 2.
9.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
you won that one too.
But
Yeah, 'cause I
of
only got 3
those,
friends.
you're gonna tell them 3 times though, so that makes it 9.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
good to
so
know.
of those same 9, if they were an unhappy customer, how many people do you think they have told if it's a bad experience?
Of the 9.
Well, if it's the same,
The
instead
same
of
question.
9, right? The same
Okay.
question, but on the opposite end. If I had a bad experience, how
well,
many-
now we'll go back to what 29. And they just keep on a rant.
Yeah, I'm gonna double it. 18.
it's 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
on a roll
I
today.
know.
No. Only reason why I say that is because usually if it's a bad experience, you're gonna tell as many as people as possible.
Yeah.
But usually it's the first 2. I'm calling my sister
Right.
and I'm calling my friend. Like,
Right. And now,
don't go there.
now you just posted, and that means you told 5,000.
Yeah,
people.
depending on your following. Yeah.
How much do you think is lost by U.S. companies alone due to poor customer service? And let me just say, it is a high
Yeah, it's
number.
millions
That's in
and
the millions.
millions. It might even be close to $1 billion when you're talking about all different types of industries.
I'll say about 30 million in revenue.
Is this annual? You're asking for annually or
Yes.
just?
Yeah, I say 30 million annually.
I'll say 47 million.
And I'm going to say 41 billion.
Billion is in
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's a
Okay.
lot.
My clients and all these small business owners
Yes.
out there,
Think
please
about that.
listen to this.
Please.
Let us be responsive. Let us wait on people in a timely manner,
Can
and
we
let
post
us
that?
apologize.
Can we post those figures on the
Yes,
Facebook
that
page
is so
also?
important. I'm going to
Sure
put that
can.
in a packet.
Yeah, please do.
Yes,
Information.
so you know.
Wow.
I mean, okay, so here's my other rant. Remember I told you I came in and I just had this irritating pet peeve of mine. With customer service, I think we've just lost a lot of human elements of being courteous, of being conscious of what people are doing. And it's happened to me almost every time I go in or out of the gym and a lot of other establishments. When I, as a woman, wait more than 5 seconds to hold the door for you, can I get a thank you?
Yeah.
If I like, there was a woman who was getting ready to leave her sunglasses and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I think you just left something." And you stare at me like I'm speaking another language. I'm just going to need you to take a moment, because I don't have to be courteous. Yeah. And at the gas station, I just got frustrated and I was like, "You're welcome. You're welcome," because you're looking all flustered and I'm like making sure I wait a couple because you are clear across.
Right.
And I'm like,
I
okay,
always
let me just.
and I'll to pick up my step and try to hurry up
And
and
no,
say
just
thank you.
especially if it's an older man, that really boils my blood.
I told you. I
You
gave up
just
being-
thank you,
I
because
gave up being a gentleman for Lent.
See now,
that's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Come on back.
I don't even
you can
go
start
to,
wearing white and all that stuff.
I don't even
Come
really
on.
think I'm going to the right church. It's still going on with my church.
Those are when it comes to, and I thought of that when we talked about customer service.
Yeah.
It's just I noticed it more and more people are just not courteous. Like if I let you in, if you just be courteous.
Or even with
you don't have to-
driving.
that's what I'm saying. You let somebody in. I had somebody roll down, and I knew they weren't from this state. I had somebody roll down the window. Excuse me. I was like, yes. Can I get in? Go ahead.
Go right
Go
ahead.
Yes.
Instead of them cutting you off like
Instead
they
of
do
you
every day.
forcing yourself
Chicago.
over to my lane like you're going to hit me,
I
I don't
love-
mind letting you in until you force it. And then I got to play with you.
Now,
Gotta play
when they let
chicken.
you
That's
when
like-
they let you in, what do you do?
Thank you, thank you.
I always do
wave.
the 2-tap. on the horn and raise my hand.
Wave.
Yeah,
I
and say
wave. Thank you.
Yeah. And it all has to go
that
back
guy,
to.
I'm staying neck and neck with you and look at you like doing this the whole time. You're not getting
Right.
it.
I was going to say, you probably
You're
those.
awful.
And it's worse in Illinois, but Indiana seems to be a little friendly. And I noticed state to state, it's different
It does. It
on
varies. They're very
driving
aggressive
etiquette.
in Chicago. They're very aggressive.
And that's the reason why y'all got traffic.
Exactly.
Because everyone's in a rush. Because everybody's in a rush.
But now you have gotten me back to something that sat with me for when you talked about holding the door. At a gas station in Chicago, a young man, maybe 17. Mm-hmm. I'd gone in to pay for my gas, and I was leaving out. We were kind of like going to the door at the same time. So he stepped back to let me pass, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I kind of paused because I thought he was going to open the door for me since he let me pass. And so I teasingly said, "You're not going to open the door for an old lady, Do you know he said, hell no. I couldn't believe it. I just felt like responsible for the entire generation of our sons, our children, know.
And it's very unfortunate.
He was so serious, though.
But, I mean, you look at just some of the crimes that take place against senior citizens nowadays. People don't care.
Yes.
Sorry for saying hell, Daddy, if you listen. Oops.
All right, well, it's time to jump into Hot Seat with Chelsea Whittington, and she's got some tips that she brought out for today's show.
I thought I was already in the hot seat.
Is it hot in here? Because it's so hot that the lamps is falling.
I know. I lost the
Oh, my
game.
goodness, it's funny. Outlet. Hey, Outlet. You got to say hey to Sister
Miss
Outlet.
Sisters.
Now, people that are on the radio are like, why are they waiting?
Because we are
can't see
online. Social media.
Yes.
We are online.
Yes.
Live.
So, Chelsea, today you brought out what?
As
Talk
far
to
as
us.
some tips.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the customer service and social media and things that people can do, both pros and cons. And when you go, if you're trying to support businesses in your community, check in and do the rating.
Okay.
Because there's a function where you can go onto somebody's business page and talk about the service, and don't just stop at, I just rated it 5 out of 5 stars. Take that extra step to say, what was it about that business or that service that you enjoyed?
Right.
And that doesn't cost you anything.
And we talk about that a lot
Yeah.
whenever we post questions on social media, because people want to give one-word answers for everything.
Yeah.
They want to like. It's not
Yes.
a liking
Right.
type of question.
Exactly. It's not. It's open-ended. We want to give you more.
Right.
For the business owners and people who have pages, fan pages, be responsive to the feedback that you're getting.
Okay.
So if somebody is rating your page, you get a notification that somebody has rated your page. Don't wait 8 or 9 weeks later and say, oh, thanks. Or if there was a problem that you don't address it right away, apologize, maybe even take it offline and say, please give me a call at this number. But again, if you let that bubble up and people are reading all these comments, because a lot of times their friends will chime in, etc. So you want to get in the habit or have someone on your team who monitors that to ensure that you stay on top of those things. Other tip to business owners, big and small, encourage people to rate you, review, and to check in, because again, that's another way that's free to promote your business. Every time somebody checks in, somebody rates you, and getting
their
on these
friends
sites,
see it.
yes, because sites like Yelp and Square and those things like that, when you post on those sites, people see that across the country, and it makes you more searchable.
Right.
The more comments you get. So those are my main tips. And my last one, do not go back and forth with the customer online.
Didn't we talk about that?
Yes.
That the Twitter battles and
Like, did you just say something to
Don't
me?
come for me.
No, I'm going to inbox you.
No,
Let's
it is.
not go back and forth like, well, you
say
didn't
something
pay
on the
enough.
iRaiseRadio page, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
And then we're going to block you.
exactly.
I'm going to put your picture out there,
Take it
too.
offline.
Make it into a meme.
And even if they were wrong and you know exactly what happened, say, well, I'm going to give you a call or here's my number, but do not do the whole online battle thing. It makes you look immature and unprofessional.
Okay.
I have a positive story to tie into that.
No.
Since I've been so negative.
No, you can't
today.
share it. You can't
I'm a
share
negative
it. 'Cause
Nancy.
I got at least one thing I want to ask Chelsea's take on it.
Okay.
And that is the situation with Harvard. For those of you that don't know, Harvard rescinded 10 acceptance letters for 10 different students for obscene social media posts. What's your take on that?
Well, those of you who know me know that I mentor young women, young girls, and college students. Shout out to any of my mentees who are listening, and they know how I get on them about their lives online. Not only with the just inappropriate posts, but all the way down to the grammar. I'll inbox and say, you broke a verb. That just, and this is out of love,
right?
Because you are representing yourself. If you're going to post constantly, that once it goes out there, I don't care if you take it down, there's a chance someone has screenshot. And Harvard, so if they're doing it.
Yes.
It's a widespread.
They don't have nothing else to do. What they doing with their staff?
Remember, we talked about this. We
were paid all this
with
money to look
troll.
At
Yes.
We were working with the not the NAACP, but with the scholarship.
Urban League?
With the Urban League, and we were.
I'm gonna need you to remember.
I know.
That.
He like one of them organizations.
It's been a long, short day.
Did you sit on the committee?
No, I did. One of the things we talked about was like future moving forward, looking at social media content. Because if I'm giving you money to go to school and you're not representing me right now, what am I doing for the future?
Oh, and Damien, here's the newest thing with Facebook. So a lot of people who are on Facebook may notice that the share button has gone away. Do you know why it's gone away?
Because
of
abuse?
It was 'cause of security settings?
Exactly. If your page is not public, you can't share. So I think, that's kind of tricky because they're making you become public and you want to share and you want to like things and share. And so, but if your page is private, you can't, can't share. And so that makes employers, universities, and all these types of entities all the more accessible to your pages because you're like, no, well, I want to be able to share. Exactly. So let me change my settings to make my page public. And I'm fine with that. My page is public, but I'm not posting anything inappropriate, and I never will. And if you try to post something on my page inappropriate, you'll get blocked. You'll get blocked.
So thank you, Chelsea. Share your information so people can get in contact with you.
Yes. My PR consulting firm is CWHITT, CWHITT. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, CL Whittington, Twitter, CL Whittington, LinkedIn, Chelsea Stalling Whittington. And I just love providing that service to help people get their social profiles in order.
Yes, and thank you for coming out. We love having Chelsea here every second Tuesday of the month.
We still got some time.
I know. I was going to give you time for your story.
Yes.
Wrap back around. It's my turn.
Well, that's our time for this week. Don't forget.
Cut off his mic. Moving on. My positive experience, or it wasn't even mine, but I heard about someone who went to an establishment local and had a bad experience, but the store is known to be very customer service friendly. And so when this review went up on Facebook, I guess one of the regular patrons immediately went in like, hey, somebody posted something. And the owner herself went in, replied, and invited the customer back, and it was resolved and then corrected. That same customer went back online and apologized, and it was cleaned up.
See, that's what I like.
That's the way it should happen,
should
whether it's online
up.
or in person. I want you to get your pictures and magnets now. I feel bad for you.
Ultimately, I would love to have it where
I'm gonna go
we
online.
can have some dialogue before I even take it to the online.
Right. It
That's,
doesn't
to me,
even
that's
have to be public if we can squash
Yeah,
this.
but see, in that situation with the bad experience I had locally, it was mainly because the manager was standing there and they didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
all right, well, I know.
What's that stat one more time? It was eight people will tell the bad story, or 9 people will tell the bad
No,
really
9 people will tell
Okay.
a good story, but 16 people will express if they're unhappy.
What was the number for the lost revenue?
Like
41 billion.
41 billion.
Wow.
So all of our entrepreneurs, small business owners, think about that. We want to thank Chelsea for coming out, and we want to thank you for tuning in. Most definitely, comment, like, share, comment, like, share. You can also follow us and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on iRaiseRadio on Facebook.
We're like Googleable now.
Yeah. I looked you up,
Yeah.
Because Damien's always talking about some search yourself.
That's right.
Because you'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised what you see, man. So we want to thank you all for checking us out this week. Don't forget, we hope we brought you one level higher
And one step closer
to becoming a better you. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we've got some pre-recorded programming right here on WJLB 104.7 FM or 12:30 a.m. Or if you're watching on Facebook Live, it's about to go off. So enjoy.